It's a group of moms with LGBTQ kids, and they have written you a letter to thank you for everything that you've done for their kids and the community that you represent.
What if I told you one of the best queer love stories on TV didn't have a tragic ending, a heartbreaking come out, or even a single moment of discrimination? Schitt's Creek did something most shows don't. It created a world where queerness isn't a plot twist. It's just life. No trauma, no lectures, no overcoming adversity arc. Instead, we got David and Patrick.
We expressed intimacy between a couple that was as nonchalant as many of the sitcoms and movies.
Let's talk about how Schitt's Creek crafted an ideal world for queer representation and why it makes me and a lot of you cry every time I rewatch that proposal. Most TV shows feel the need to explain queerness through coming out arcs or acceptance moments or trauma, and that's totally valid. Many people have lived through that, faced discrimination, fought to be seen, and came out stronger than ever.
I look quite pretty.
But here's the thing, we've never really seen a world where being queer is just normal.
We didn't approach that storyline any differently than you would a straight storyline.
But Schitt's Creek doesn't make acceptance a topic of discussion.
David Rose. Okay. There he is. Right there. That's him. Can't miss him.
It makes it a way of life. And that's where Schitt's Creek changed everything. It didn't make queerness a problem to be solved. It simply wasn't a problem at all. Writing David and Patrick's love story the same way they would write any straight couple didn't just make it refreshing, it made it better. From the moment David's pansexuality is introduced,
I like the wine and not the label.
There's no debate, no awkward conversation. It just is. The town doesn't care. Johnny and Moira doesn't have a meltdown. Patrick's conservative parents eventually come around.
You are the only thing in the world that matters to us. And if David makes you happy, then that's all we care about.
But even that's handled with warmth rather than conflict. This isn't to say those stories aren't important, because they are. But for once, we got a show that skipped the pain part and went straight to the love. And sometimes that's exactly what we need.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone I've ever.
David and Patrick's relationship isn't revolutionary because they're a queer couple.
But I love you.
It's revolutionary because they are written just like any other rom-com couple. They go from business partners to soft boy pining energy to romantic partners.
Looks like a hickey, actually.
But it's not.
Their struggles aren't about being queer. They're about being in a relationship. Insecurities, personal baggage, emotional growth, and then there's the proposal.
This just felt like the perfect place to ask you to marry me.
Patrick, this guy who had never been in a queer relationship before, who was terrified of what it meant for his future, gets down on one knee and asks David to marry him. And David, who has spent most of his life pushing people away, who never thought he'd find someone who truly saw him, says yes.
He's 24 karat. It's a yes.
And here's the best part. Schitt's Creek was a town Johnny Rose bought as a joke for David on his birthday. It was never meant to be taken seriously. But in the end, it gave David the most precious gift of all. A partner he could stay behind for. A home he chose.
It's not where you want to be. And I don't want to be anywhere you don't want to be.
Think about how rare this is. LGBTQ characters in media usually get a tragic ending or struggles. But Schitt's Creek gave us something else. A version of the world where love is just love. Not a problem to be solved, not a fight to be won. Just love. And the fact that so many of us, myself included, teared up watching David and Patrick's story proves how much we needed this. Because when you spend years seeing pain attached to queer stories, getting to see joy, that feels like a revolution. Schitt's Creek didn't ignore reality. It just showed what's possible. A world where queer love doesn't have to be explained, where people find happy endings, and where being yourself is never something to apologize for. And honestly, that's the kind of world I want to live in. What's your favorite David and Patrick moment? Let me know in the comments. If you love TV analysis like this, hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel for more deep dives. Thank you so much.